Okay, I pressed record. Okay, y'all, so we are going to be talking about your goals and how to fit them into your day-to-day life. But first, I want to kind of go over the reasons why we should set goals. Number one is when goals are set, things happen. Number two is goals establish self-discipline and motivation. And number three is goals take you where you want to go. So it is important to set goals because if you don't have a goal set with a deadline, that's important, then it's basically like it's just a wish, really. It's not like an actual goal because you don't have a plan of action in place, okay? So goals can be negative if they are too big. So don't be picking a goal that is, what's the word? Like outrageous. Like you're not even a red jacket yet, but you about to be a director. Like that's crazy, okay? You've got to take your goals one step at a time, okay? The second thing that can make them negative is you believe luck is necessary for you to arrive at your destination. Understand that you will get where you want to be by working, okay? Like, things don't just happen to people. They put work behind it. So I need you to, like, really have that realization. Okay, so when setting a goal, I've got 13 things I'm going to share with you that that you need to know when setting your goal. Okay, number one, decide exactly what you want and be very specific, okay? So with a specification, for us as a unit, it's pink Cadillac by September 30. But have you noticed that I have been preaching that deadline? Because I've got to know the deadline and everyone else has to know the deadline. I have sent out postcards to y'all as my unit. You'll get them soon. I have sent out postcards to my customers because I feel like my goal and our unit goal is important for everyone to know. Okay, the family should know, everybody. Okay, number two, aim high with your goal. You should have butterflies when you think about your goal. Like, it should make you a little nervous. If it didn't make you nervous, then, I mean, that's right there is probably what is too easy. If it doesn't make you nervous, it's too easy. So stretch your limits. Number three, create visuals. The subconscious mind accepts all information as fact and cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined and believed. So I created my visuals, okay? They're goal posters. Don't you be laughing at my goal posters, okay? So here's this. So I put pictures of Emma with a pink Cadillac, the beach, because that's where I'm going to take my caddy for the first vacation, okay? I also put on here kind of where I came from. Like, as a director, this was my DIQ numbers, and I did 60 faces a month in order to get those numbers. So I just needed kind of a reminder for myself that if I do 60 faces a month, this is what I get in return. So I just kind of gave myself a reminder of who I am and how I built. I also put a picture of me and Trey, and I put a picture of, you know, our girls with the Cadillac, and I just said, do it for him, do it for them. And then I put some scripture on there, and of course the goal with the deadline, okay? So, that's one of my posters. I have multiple posters because I'm a person who needs to see it all the time. And so I have put, I have my goal posted on the fridge. I have it posted. One's going to go in my living room over the TV so that I'll quit watching TV and work. And one is going to stay here in my office for me to see. And then I usually with goals, I print off a picture to put in my car also so that I can constantly see it when I'm going down the road too. So, and my other poster has Jennifer and Holly and me from this past May race, and it just says, remember that they believe in you, and it's got the same picture of us in the Cadillac. And then it's got the goal in the middle, some scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. And then this will be Trey's face when I hand him the keys to the Cadillac. And then a picture of me and Jennifer at my first seminar as a DIQ, just so that I can remember where I came from. So that's my goal posters. You don't have to have real legitimate pictures like that. You can draw them. You can do whatever. You don't have to have like a special poster either. You can have, like, you can literally take a piece of paper that's plain and create it. So I don't want you to feel like you have to spend a ton of money on your poster. But I know that if it's pretty and I like it, that I will use it. So you need to have a visual. Like, just a tracking poster, to be honest, is not enough. Because you need to be able to see it. So if you don't have a goal poster with like all kinds of beautiful stuff on it that just makes you happy, because you've got to be able to see it daily, okay? It's the whole point of us doing our savers and having a visual, okay? All right, back to this. Number 4, involve family members. Find out what's in it for them. So Trey, I have involved Trey and Emma, because those are the people who are closest to me, and that's who matters the most to me. So how is it gonna benefit them? If you're trying to earn the cruise, then, I mean, how is it gonna benefit your family members? Are you taking one of them? You know, like, you need to tell everybody in your circle. Number 5, pick someone to be your running partner. You need to have an accountability partner, okay? And if you don't have one, or if you feel like yours is not really working, you need to have somebody who's going to push you and motivate you and be competitive. That's the most important part. When I was in DIQ, me and Chase, her last name used to be Threlkeld, is Powell now, but she and I pushed each other because we went through DIQ almost at the same time. And so we used to motivate each other and try to beat each other every day at the meeting, every Monday. Like, we would compete. It was so much fun. But you got to have a running partner. Number 6, define where you are. Goals must be big according to your ability, okay? So when I say define where you are, you need to know your numbers, okay? And that brings me to this sheet right here. It's called My Magic Number, and it teaches you to break down your goals. And if you will, text me your emails when you get off of here, and I will email you every sheet that I'm going over tonight, okay? But in the sheet, you're going to determine how much profit you want, set your retail sales goal, calculate your per face average, set a faces goal, commit to a party goal, overbook your appointments, and if you need to generate leads, it'll tell you how many. And so I'm going to send you guys this because you have got to know your numbers. If you don't know how many leads you need, how many bookings you need, how many faces you need to see in order to reach the goal that you've set, you're kind of setting a goal without an action plan, which, what did I say in the beginning? A goal without an action plan is just a wish. So that's why I felt like it was so important for us to meet tonight, because I feel like everybody's texting me their goals, but they don't really have a true action plan. And so that's important. So I'm going to send y'all that sheet also. Number 7, determine what you are capable of in a day, a week, a month, and a year. So you need to know what you can get done daily. How many calls can you get done daily? How many parties can you get done daily or weekly or monthly? You need to know. So you take a weekly plan sheet. Put on there what you have to do consistently on a regular basis. Meaning your job, non-negotiable. The kids' baseball games or whatever is non-negotiable, okay? You've got to be there. And then figure out where your time slots are to fit in your Mary Kay goal, okay? Your weekly plan sheet is going to help you. And maybe even take a weekly plan sheet and take 4 of them and make it for the month. And that way you'll know. If you don't have a weekly plan sheet, but your calendar has times on it, you can use that too. I like to use my calendar to kind of plan out my week by week by week, but I like to use this to plan out my month. I print off 4 and kind of plan my month. So it's, whatever you want to do. Okay, number 8. Write your goals in detail and talk about them with the appropriate people. Notice how I said appropriate people, okay? Don't be sharing your goals with the negative Nancys at work, okay? Because they're going to drive you insane and tell you how crazy you are. And guess what? Here's what I know. Holly had said at May Race that your goal almost should be impossible for you to do by yourself, but possible with divine intervention. Divine intervention is Jesus and God. And so us becoming a Cadillac unit, yeah, totally impossible for me to do. Totally impossible for just us to do. But if I include God into our goal, then we will hit it. Because we will do the work and God will bless the results. And He called us to this journey. So you've got to remember to set a goal and only talk to appropriate people, okay? Talk to your accountability partner. Talk to your sales director, me. And then also talk to Jesus, because He's the one who gave you the goal, right? Okay. Number 9. Focus on your goal daily. And y'all, this is important. If a goal is not focused on for 3 days, it is as if it never existed. Y'all, 3 days. You take a 3-day break, solid. You're basically starting at day 0 again. So don't do that. Focus on your goal daily. You can't eat an elephant in 1 day, okay? But you can take a bite at a time. So that's what I'm asking you. Focus on your goal daily, but do small things that will help you with your goal. Even when it's not a work day, maybe you can still get 10 calls in for that day, okay? Number 10, see goals as if they have already happened. And this goes back to your savers. Seeing that visual, drawing it out every day. Number 11, keep your focus. Follow one course until successful. That's what focus stands for. Follow one course until successful. In order to keep your focus, you have to your brain has to be on track with what you're doing. If you're doing your savers every morning, I don't see why you would lose your focus, because you're drawing out your goal. You're journaling, you're doing everything you're supposed to do in order to stay on task. Number 12, quitting is not an option. When you set a goal, okay, y'all hear me, okay, because I have winners in my unit, winners, okay, that's who we bring in, winners, true statement, winners, okay. Quitting is not an option. So if you feel like quitting, you need to have a pep talk with yourself and understand that it's not an option, okay. In the Smith unit, we don't quit, okay? When you start feeling yourself getting let down, you need to call me, because I will throat punch you right where you need it, okay? Quitting is not an option. Okay, number 13, set another goal immediately upon reaching a goal, okay? For the past 5 months, we have been on target for earning cruises, true? Since January, when they released that we were going to start pushing for the cruise. That has been our goal for 5 months. Almost 6. June will be 6, okay? You need to know what your goal is going to be when you finish cruise. Because if you don't have a goal once you finish the cruise, or once you finish your monthly goal, or whatever your goal is, okay? If you don't have a goal once you finish that goal, then it's kind of like you're just going to stop. And you don't want to stop, okay? Because when you stop making money. You get what I'm saying? So you've got to have a goal that is going to be your next goal once completed that first goal, okay? So also, this is not in my notes, but you need to have a sense of urgency. It needs to be okay, I've got my goal, it's time to work to get my goal done, okay? Because you can't just set a goal, fill out some papers, know what to do, and then not do anything. So you've got to have a sense of urgency and be ready to go get your goal. Understand that accountability will drown your fears. Accountability will drown your fears. When you have people that are holding you accountable to your goal, you'll work. And that's why I'm telling you to go tell everybody you know. Go tell your family members, go tell your friends, go tell, but be careful who you tell, because if you tell those negative Nancys, they're going to be crazy, okay? Dreams that come from your core bring out your passion. So if your goal is not that important to you, like, it's kind of one of those things that's gonna be put on the back burner. So in order for you to have passion and really care about it, it's got to matter to you. If you have just a wholesale goal and that's what your goal is, then you need to be breaking it down as to what that money is going to give you. Because if you know what that money is going to give you, it's going to motivate you. Also, procrastination is the number one dream killer. Procrastination is the number one dream killer. When we procrastinate, our brain is getting overworked with not doing anything. And so you're sitting around procrastinating and trying to think about all this stuff that you need to get done. And really, you're overworking your mental when you're not even physically working. You get what I'm saying? So you got to remember that you don't need to be working hard on your mental 24/7. Like, we do our savers in the morning. We're about to make our plan tonight. And now that I've got my plan of action, I know what I need to get done daily. I know what I need to get done weekly to finish my goal for the month. Then there is no sit around and plan. You get what I'm saying? You don't need to spend hours upon hours upon hours thinking about it. You need to get up and go do it, okay? Because sometimes when you come to my Monday night meeting and you turn in your beast mode sheet on Sunday and you're like, crap, I feel like I've done a whole lot more than what I really got done. But it's because you spent too much time thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? You were working too hard thinking about it. Okay. If you are breathing, you are not done. We don't set finish lines. We set goals. Okay? That's why I said if you've got to, if your goal is, if you're coming upon the end of your goal, you need to have something that's set immediately for the next goal. Because you don't want to set finish lines. No, we set goals. Okay. Also, when I say know the numbers, here's what I know. 1 in 5 sign up. Okay? 1 in 5 will sign up when you do a share sheet with them. Okay? 1 in 5 leads will book with you. 1 in 5 will book with you. And 50% of your bookings will cancel. Okay? All right. So now that you know those numbers, here's some more numbers. The average party for a new consultant is 300 in sales, retail sales. If you're not doing a party and it's just a facial, the average facial sales is $78 per face. So if you don't know specific numbers for yourself, go by those company averages and work your numbers by that. So you need to figure out, okay, this is how many leads I have. This is how many bookings these leads will give me. How many more leads do I need to get? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's math, okay? Mary Kay is nothing but math. And so I'm going to send y'all, the first thing I'm going to send you is a weekly plan sheet, because your time management has got to be on point if you're trying to really accomplish a big goal, okay? Use every minute that you got. Work as hard as you can. And if you haven't texted me what your goal is and what your deadline is. Like your immediate goal, not your extended goal, okay? Your immediate goal, like this month's goal. Then please do that, okay? Text me your goal and text me the breakdown, what you got to do to earn that, to hit that goal, like your faces and, you know, how many leads you got to get, what your plan is to get leads, like all of that jazz, okay? Basically send me this page with your goal at the top highlighted. If you don't have a goal poster, go make one. Does anybody have any questions? Please unmute and ask me.
What was that last part? You kind of broke up. That sheet you were trying to show, I heard my name. You kind of broke up, and then I heard my name, and then something else. You kind of broke up a little bit.
What did you hear before that?
So, like, after you were talking about time management has to be on point and all of that, then you turned that sheet around, and you said something as you turned that sheet around.
Okay, so you're going to fill out this sheet that I'm going to email y'all, and you're going to put at the top what your goal is and highlight it. And then kind of break down what you need to get that done. So it'll tell you how much you need to sell, how many faces you need to do, how many parties, how many bookings you need, how many leads you need to finish that original goal, okay? It'll tell you how to break it down. And then if y'all are going through this and have questions, then just text or Vox me, and I can help you with that. Any other questions? Okay, so I want y'all to unmute and tell me what you're taking away. Ashley, you want to go first? You there? Okay, Cindy, go ahead.
I like the 13 points and, you know, being very specific, because I feel like maybe when I've looked at my goal, maybe I haven't been specific enough.
Right.
So that gives me something to go on, that I can actually break it down a little bit more and make it more able to grasp it. And also to see the goals as if they've already happened. You know, yeah. I've tried to like visualize them as I'm going to do them, but shifting that mindset to make it seem as if they've already happened, that is actually, I think that's very powerful.
Awesome. Yeah. So when I went to that Cadillac training, the girl who was training us, she said, you need to imagine like you're already a Cadillac sales director. Walk like it, talk like it, dress like it, all the above. You know what I mean? Even if you aren't like on it. Because once you kind of walk in that lane, it's like your brain already accepts it as truth. And so when you accept that those things are who you be, that's when, I mean, the work will come together. You know what I mean? It's kind of like until we realize and believe that those things are true for us, our brain doesn't believe that they're really going to happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, do y'all have any more questions? No? All right. Well, thank y'all for joining. I hope you learned something, and I will be sending y'all a quick email in just a few minutes. I did record this, so I'm going to try to create like a YouTube link or something so that y'all can go back and listen. I love y'all. Bye.
Love you too. Thank you. Bye.